Pet Talk UK, Pro Beez once again. Remember, subscribe, and it's fight week, baby. The phrase is, let's go, baby, let's go. And I'm delighted to be joined once again by head coach of Dillian Whyte, Mr. Xavier Miller. How you doing, bruv?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. We just quickly shout out to my my sponsors, Tiger Bay, Ealing Boards and Timbers, Bravos, and KMT. You know, they've been supporting me since the beginning. So yeah, big shout out to them.
Yeah. So shout out to sponsors, and we got to get straight into it. You've just got over here. You didn't bring the sun with you because it's pouring down rain now, and I'm actually, I'm screwing. But it's fight week. Lots to look forward to this weekend. Highly anticipated fight. Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Sasha Povetkin. Preparations are done and dusted. How are you feeling?
Very good. Very good. Very happy with how the camp has gone. Everyone's been very professional with how they've gone about their business. Dillian's made some very intelligent and smart choices in regards to his training team. He's added on, which is a plus. And like I say to everybody, expect a good performance. Yeah.
Let's break it down. You talked about adjustments and adding to the team, making it a lot stronger and robust. Ruben Tabares, I know about Ruben Tabares from day. With the nutrition, I know about that from years back, maybe about 7-8 years back. He has a history of getting fighters the right nutritional plan to get them in tip-top shape. Now, I just seen Dillian on a Zoom interview, and he's looking hella trim. Secondly, obviously, you've added Dave Coldwell to the team. Now, what's the whole background on that? Was it your choice, I heard?
Yeah, I mean, with Ruben and Pete, overseeing his strength and conditioning, they've done a great job. For those that don't know, I've worked with Ruben before. Obviously, Ruben was part of Trezora's training camp for his rematch with Dillian. So I've seen how good Ruben is. He's done a really good job along with Pete. Been out in Portugal a long, long time. So respect to those two. And obviously, as a head coach, it's my job to oversee and make sure that he comes in at the weight that he should be coming in at. And everybody has done their part. Everyone's really has worked really hard. The routine's been good. The rest days have been good. And it's been a good mix, and everyone's got on really well. It's been a really good, to be honest with you, it's been a really good camp. Obviously, the only downside is that you had to keep changing the schedule due to the date change. But again, be a professional. We just continued. We knew when to take it down, when to take it back up, and Dillian's looking good. So that side of things I'm very, very happy with. The conversation about bringing in another coach, experienced coach, is a conversation that we had as a team. My history is deep. I've been around a lot of good guys, and the boxing that I studied is 70s, 80s, 90s. The guys that I look at, after I was no longer able to box, I'm watching coaches, and the likes of Evander Holyfield. You've got the Duvers, you've got Georgie Benton. It's more than one. It's more than one guy. Your brain trust has to be, complete. You can't just have one guy watching everything that goes on in the ring. That's why these top fighters have got a couple of guys in there. Now you might not necessarily always get two well-known names, but you'll have one. And I think it's a good thing. It's just like if I buy a car, for my own peace of mind, I'm gonna join the RAC or the AA. It's not, obviously I'm not expecting to break down, but if I do, you got the recovery. Now in the corner, I'm watching Dillian, I'm watching Povetkin, as I do with all my fighters, which I've been doing for years. Sometimes there's some rounds where you focus on something in particular. Now, if you've got another coach or another two coaches in the corner of you, can say, you know what, Zav, when we come back to the corner, Zav, I've seen this. It's a team. It's not about head coach or egos. The goal is to get the victory by any means necessary. And if that means you've got to add on to your team to make sure that happens, then do so. You know, I've always been the head coach. You know, I've spent years building my own gym, years building my own club. You know, working like building fighters from scratch, and I've always been that guy. It's always been me and Nick. We've always been the head coaches. Obviously, working with Don, different experience. You know, obviously coming in maybe about a year ago with Dillian, working with Mark, different experience. But it's good. You know, one thing you can't do in this world, you can't buy experience. You can't buy it. And as I said before with boxing, you can't cheat. You know, you have to have done your work. You have to have been on the grind. You know, you have to be involved in certain fights. You know, you have to be around certain people. And that's what I've spent years doing. So, yeah, the idea of bringing in Coldwell was, you know, to me, is an easy, that decision was made a long time ago. We had that conversation a long time ago. It was just about who was going to come in. But that was, you know, a conversation that me and Dillian had. You know, and yeah, I'm happy with the choice. You know, Dave's been in many big fights. So, you know, he's a calm guy in the corner, which is my sort of thing because I'm always calm. And, you know, obviously Dillian's had Magic in his corner for many fights. One of the best cutmen.
Big up Mike.
One of the best cutmen in the business.
Mike,
you know, his hand wrapping is just, you know, of the highest grade, highest level. So Dillian's got a very, very good team, you know, and along obviously with the strength and conditioning with Ruben and Pete. So
don't forget Pester. Really good. Don't forget Pester now.
Well, listen, Pest is big. Pest is, you know, Pest is a superstar in his own right. You know, just you have to remember that. But yeah, it's been a really, really good camp, and yeah, we're ready.
So obviously, look, there's been changes in the back house, right? I don't know. Some people make a big deal out of it, but it happens a lot in boxing where for big fights, people make some adjustments to the team. I think if you see Dillian's last fight and coming up to this fight, he's made adjustments. Fury makes adjustments, you know. Joshua brought in Angel Fernandez, yeah, to work the lines more in the gym and help with mobility around the ring. It's not a big deal. You see what I'm saying to you? It's not a big deal. It's just about what you need for the particular fight. It's about executing the game plan.
Mm-hmm. I remember it's the fighter. The fighter knows what they need. You know, Dillian knew what he needed at that period in his career. So that's why he's made changes. And that's what fighters do. They've always have done through history. So it's not, none of this is like a surprise or anything new or different to me. I've been around too long. So yeah, it's just, you know, he's done what he needs to do.
Dillian, he looks like he's lost a lot of weight. Some might ask and say, okay, is there a danger of potentially being weight drained come fight night?
Well, I would say definitely not. You know, Dillian, around the 115, 116, 117 mark has always been able to function well. He was around that weight for the Rivas fight. And the last fight with Whack, we have to remember, it's 2-3 weeks notice. Like, I commend him for even taking an opponent of that stature, that quality, you know, over a 10-rounder with 2-3 weeks notice. Like, you're not gonna, there's not enough time there to drop weight. And if you try to drop too much weight in that time, then yeah, you will have a problem because, you know, your body's not getting adjusted. So he did the right thing. He fought the fight at the right pace. Again, he's able to do that because of experience. Dillian knows what he's doing in there. And so the weight he's going to be coming in now is around the kind of weight that he's been at for the last couple of years. So where the idea comes from or where that conversation comes from, I don't know. This has been a very long training camp. It's been about 5 months. And due to obviously a change of date, we just kept ticking over. But that's a long period to get yourself down to the weight that you normally fight at. Now, if it's late notice and all of a sudden you've got down to a certain weight, then you'd have to question and say, well, you know, how did he get to that weight? Because what did he do? You know, did he starve himself? Did he do this? Did he do that? But when you've got 5 months, if you understand like how the body works, then that's a long time to get down to the weight you should be fighting at. So why would anybody have any questions or concerns about that? That sounds crazy to me.
No, definitely. I see the angle on what you're saying. So, look, we've got to talk about the threat of Povetkin. Povetkin is been in the game for a while. Even though he's 40 years of age, we saw in Saudi, we were both in Saudi, that he can still bang out. And if you remember Michael Hunter and his fight against Michael Hunter started like a train on fire, yeah, to try and wipe out Povetkin in like the early rounds. And somehow Povetkin uses experience to ride the storm,
exactly,
come back and draw in the fight.
Yeah, exactly. And that speaks volumes. You're talking about an older fighter, you know, finishing stronger. That's not signs of a fighter in decline. That's not. He's a dangerous guy. And to be stopped once in a, I don't know how long his career has been, but he's been stopped once. That's credit to him. Durable guy, strong guy, you know, amateur experience, gold medalist, uses experience, and that's how to knows his way around the ring, seen every style you could possibly throw at him. And early in the Joshua fight, you know, he was giving Joshua a lot of problems. There's still a lot there. So we have to be switched on, and we have to be clever. Dillian to me is the more skilled fighter. He can do more. You know, it's so, you know, use the advantage you've got. You've got the height, you've got reach. You know, and Dillian's a clever fighter. So it's going to be a good fight. Definitely going to be a good fight. But like I said, expect a good performance.
Yeah, you say expect a good performance. I think a lot of people are looking at who can get off the left hook. You know, who is Captain Hook come fight night this weekend? I think we'll definitely find out.
You'll definitely find out. I mean, I'm very good at what I do, but predict what's going to happen, that's a difficult thing to do. I just know from what I've seen, you know, we've got a game plan. Me and Dillian, you know, we talk all the time. When it comes to boxing, me and Dillian, we're always in tune. We're always in sync. So we know exactly what we're going to do, and you know, very confident. The team should be confident. You know, it's been a good camp.
No, definitely 100%. I know you're quite meticulous, you know, with what you do in the gym, man. Like I said, I keep saying to people, you know, I've seen it, man. You really study boxing. You know, you really study the fights, and I think, you know, when you're dealing with an elite fighter like Dillian Whyte, you know, if you can relate on the same things, you know, technically and game plan wise, I think that's a good footing into the fight itself. Now,
exactly.
you mentioned the whole preparation side of things. Obviously, 5 months, the weight hasn't come off all at once. You know, people, I think we need to relax. I mean, 5 months for anyone even stepping into pure gym, yeah, is a long enough time to drop the weight at a gradual pace, right? And then be ready for, obviously, a mega fight against Povetkin. Do you feel, sorry, just trying to segue into something else, do you feel like there's a bit of pressure on your shoulders now as well? Because the cameras are going to be on Xavier Miller as well as Dillian Whyte. It's technically your big fight debut.
Yeah.
How did it feel even just getting into the bubble? Yeah. How does it feel? How are you feeling in general?
Honestly, it doesn't feel any different to any other fight. Like you see with me, I don't do egos. Like with me and my gym, you know, because me and Nick built our gym up together, we've always been the head coaches for our gym. It's a team. And I treat everybody in that way. So even in this camp, to me, it's a team effort. You know, in the corner, it's a team effort. We all have one objective, that's to get the victory. You know, I've never felt pressure in a fight. I think maybe it's because I've just been around too long. Maybe it's because I just had such a great coach. Maybe because I've just surrounded myself with the right people. You know, I've been well looked after. You know, I've been well advised. You know, to have guys, I'm so like grateful to have guys like Don around me for years, like saying, Zab, you know, you know, keep doing what you're doing, do this. You know, I can already see where you're going to go. You know, it's no surprise in my circle what's happening at all to anybody. It's no surprise. And even walking around here now, like everybody they all know who I am. I'm just a very quiet person. I walk around my headphones, I listen to my music. I'm not really. I like my boxers to display my skill and my effort as a coach. You know, I want them to do that. I don't really want it to be about me. You know, I'm not that kind of person. I want it to be about IQ Boxing, obviously the company we built, spent so much time in it, invested so much money in it. You know, obviously that's a good thing. But, you know, at the end of the day, the most important thing is Dillian. You know, he's a great fighter. You know, he's in a great position right now. And if it's not, if they're not going to talk about me, they're going to talk about something else. You know, it's either going to, let's focus on Xavier Miller, or let's focus on Dillian's weight. You know, maybe it's going to be weight drain. You know, all these different conversations. If we don't have these things thrown at them, then no one's got anything to talk about. Like, all this is, to me, is just, it doesn't affect, none of it affects me at all. You know, even if Dillian goes out and go and knock this guy in one round, someone's going to say something. You know, you have to have broad and strong shoulders. It's like, this is the business you're in. And once you've been pushed into the limelight, you have to deal with it. If you can't deal with it, then don't get involved. This is the boxing game. If someone's always going to have something to say, this, for me, I belong at this stage. And that's because of the work that I put in. So all the people that know me and seen the journey, they're like, yeah, well, that's what he's supposed to be doing anyway. It's not like a big deal to them. It's only people that don't know who I am are going to have questions. Well, come and ask me questions after the fight. That's my message to you. You ask me questions after the fight, because there's no point asking me too much now, because once Dillian performs, then it's a completely different conversation again. So you can't afford to get caught up. You just have to just relax and just let things play out. You know, what's going to be is going to be. It's already written.
Because I mentioned, obviously, trainer spotlight. We saw in Wilder versus Fury 2 fight, you know, the two trainers of Deontay Wilder, Mark Breland and Jay Diaz, they really got a lot of stick, you know, following the defeat of Deontay Wilder by Tyson Fury. That's something, obviously, look, I'm sure you're aware of, you know, being thrust under this big spotlight.
Yeah, and again, you know, that was a difficult situation for them. You know, I've had to make that decision a couple of times before, in a couple of fights where I've had to pull a fighter up because he's just taking too much damage. But again, you see, that's part of my journey, part of my experience. Like this another boxer's been ticked. You know, I had to go through that. I, as the head coach, I had to make the decision. You know, I was talking to Nick obviously during the round and saying, and Nick said, when me and Nick conversating and say, you know, should we give him one more round? You know, that's why that's why it's important to focus on the team, not to focus on a head coach, because you need to have those conversations and have trust in people you're working with, because it is a difficult decision. Yes, your name's up the top, and yes, people are going to be questioning you, but on the day, you know, you make that decision in your corner as a team. You know, you have to know your fighter. They're going to obviously get a lot of stick for that, but you know, they also get a lot of praise. Deontay Wilder's had a very good career. You know, he's a WBC. He was a how much defensive, knocked out how much people. You're going to get criticised. This is life. That's just any walks of life. That's what's going to happen. You know, everybody's on you when everything's going well. When it doesn't, everybody wants to jump on you and say, well, this and say that. Well, you've got to be able to deal with it.
Now, the president of the WBC, Mauricio Sullivan, announced that the diamond belt is on the line also as well, the interim WBC title. How happy
isn't the timing of all these things fascinating? You know, when it's coming towards a fight, all of a sudden these things start to happen. And I don't ask no questions, because obviously I don't have this kind of conversation. Me, I'm just focused on training and coaching. But it's always amazing to me that, you know, like a week or 2 or 3 before a fight, certain things start to transpire. So yeah, it's good, you know. So that the belt looks nice. I saw the belt today, actually. It looked good. So yeah. Well, I'm just happy that it's been put out there that, you know, you will get your opportunity. You know, once you actually say it, then you've got to be held accountable. You know, you have to be. Before it was like, yeah, you're in that position, but no one's really saying, yeah, it's time, it's ready to go. You know, you got the green light. But now it looks like it could happen in 2021, which is great. I mean, Dillian's waited a long, long time. But I think it's, for me, I think it's the perfect time. I think he's had enough time to mature and develop as a fighter. You know, he makes the right adjustments at the right time, and you know, he's a dangerous fighter, Dillian. I mean, it's yeah, they need to watch out. He's coming.
Lastly, on fight night itself, Anthony Joshua's going to be in attendance. No love lost between the old rivals. I mean, is that more of an inspiration to perform for Dillian Whyte, as arch rival Anthony Joshua is going to be in the building also on Fight Camp?
Not really. I mean, I'm sure Joshua was ringside either for the Parker or Chisora fight anyway. It's not like this isn't the first time. It's like it happens. It's like you expect to see elite, high-profile boxers in an event in a fight of this magnitude. You expect to see it. So again, none of it's a surprise. You know, it's just, to me, it's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing. Yeah.
Is there like just to conclude, is there like a pressure now to also as well? I mean, Joshua, I think he got rid of Povetkin in 7. 6 or 7.
Yeah.
The whole team of the belief that they want to send out a statement to the others in the division, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Is there a thing by the team that they want to make some statement out there?
Definitely not. And definitely not from my end. I want the W. I don't care how it comes. I want the W, because I want that position that he's got. I want him to maintain it. Like, okay, it doesn't really matter how you win the fight. I mean, he's already going to get an opportunity. It's another dangerous fight that he's taking. It's another risk, but the W is the most important thing. You know, Joshua did well to find that shot, because up until that point, you know, the first 1, 2, 3 rounds, he was having a lot of difficulties with Povetkin. You know, so you know, but Josh he's got power, and he did the right things to earn the right to catch Povetkin with that shot. I don't see what difference it makes whether it goes to 12 rounds or whether Dillian stops him late in 10 or stops him early. To me, it makes no difference to me whatsoever. As a boxer, obviously you want to perform. You want to perform to the best of your ability. Things happen on the night. Everything could go exactly how we planned, and plan A is in effect, and it's great. We got exactly what we wanted. Might have to go to plan B. Might have to go to plan C. But as long as I get that W, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Well, you know what? I better let you get to the room service, man. By the way, there's no rice and peas and macaroni on the room service list, man. I just thought I'd let you know that, man. So
actually, the food hasn't been too bad, but to be honest with you, Portugal, yeah, that was some nice food out there, definitely, man. So it's a bit different, but I've got home cooking coming soon. So, you know, after Saturday, I'm gonna back home.
All right, Xavier Miller, it's been a pleasure. Good luck on fight night, man, and wishing you well. From Shaz and myself.
We'll definitely catch up. We'll definitely catch up. You know, definitely post fight, no doubt. Always give love and time to you, Pro Beez, and Pep Talk all day.
Love, Xavier Miller.
Respect, brother.
Pep Talk UK. Subscribe. IQ Boxing. Remember.
IQ.